I'm going to draw the second of the curtain wall styles that are in the project. So if I go under wall and I'm choosing the style that says exterior glazing, and what I want you to see is that the only difference between this and the first style was that it's got a option set up where you could be specifying what the fixed distance is. So there's a predefined grid vertically and horizontally, and when you draft the curtain wall it's going to repeat that grid. Everything else is as before, not filled out. So here what I'm going to do, I'm drawing from left to right, typically work clockwise for walls going around my building. There's my curtain wall. Let me turn to look at it, and you see that I've got it isolated in this view, and I'm seeing a 20-foot height of curtain wall, but the grid that was the 6 feet is repeating, and then vertically is repeating. Right, just have another look at this. So if I were to change this to say make it 3 feet, I'm getting 3 feet repetitions from the point 1 of my wall. And let me elaborate on that a little bit more. If I pick the outline of the wall here, curtain wall, and I look at the instance properties, what I want to point out is that I've got, this is my beginning. So if I were to switch this to say end, you see that I'm starting the pattern on the other side. And if I were to switch it to say center, I'm actually centering it in the space between points 1 and point 2. So you've got some control on the grids there. You've also got the option of going in and like specifying say an angle, so you could turn it. And let me turn this back to 0. I don't want you to be confused by the offset value. The offset value is that this is an offset from the center, or an offset from the beginning, or an offset from the end. So if I were actually to go in and say a 1 foot offset, what I'm doing is offsetting the grid from the center by 1 foot. If I move that back to say 0, you'll see that it moves back to the center location. So you get some choices on the actual grid layout that I hadn't mentioned before, and I was only doing it vertically. You've also got that option from horizontally, but horizontally the beginning is the bottom and the end would be the top. So it's going to repeat there. It's taking the pattern, the spacing of 7'6" from the top of the curtain wall rather than from the bottom. Right, so if I switch back to what I would prefer, which is that it is from the beginning or the bottom, then my 7'6" is from the bottom. So I can adjust my height. Let's just make this, it was 10 feet I think in my project, so sorry, 9 feet. And I could go ahead and I could put mullions in, similar to what I did before. But these are overrides, right? These are not part of the style. This is me actually manually telling it what each of these settings should be on the mullion. One difference now is because the grids had a predefined spacing, if I tab to select it, you'll see that it tells me that it's pinned, because the style the style of the, I'm going to get the curtain wall, the style actually said these were 3 feet, so it's trying to maintain that relationship. Now you could, if you want, I could tab, remove the pinning, and override the style. And I'm going to leave it at that for the kind of development of the second curtain wall style. Although I do want to leave you with the idea that what I did was overrides and not values that were in the style.